Yellow.
Heyo.
Hello?
You know what time it is.
And we back, and
You-
we back, and we back.
and we back, and we better.
I'm back and I'm butter.
There's a third voice.
Whoa.
Yeah, making a return.
I didn't
Let's
believe in
go.
ghosts until the last episode.
Let's
Here we are.
freaking go.
But here we are. Good times, gooder people. Episode
009.
009.
That's a 6 upside down.
Ooh.
Shout out to Drake. Views. Underrated album.
Welcome. Welcome to episode 9.
Nueve.
Where are we going with this? Interesting.
And that's all for today.
Hey.
I'm out. Peace.
No. But welcome. If this is your first time,
What are you
Welcome.
doing again? Come on, go back, dude.
go back to episode
Who
1.
starts at 9 though? I don't think
Facts.
anyone would click on 9 if they saw 10 episodes. Oh, let me start at 9.
Yeah.
I don't think this wouldn't be your first time. So stop
Yes.
lying to us
Yes.
and yourself.
But if you are rejoining us, we appreciate you a lot. Welcome back.
Well,
Grab a seat and join us.
See, sure.
Grab
It's
a
long.
drink.
It's
sit
usually
down,
an hour.
relax.
Yeah. That's what we've
You're
been.
probably listening to it in the car or on your home pod. Apple product. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. But regardless, if you're listening, we appreciate you a lot.
Of course.
Agreed.
Of course.
More than you could ever know. But yes, here we are, episode 9, coming up on, I would say AO.
Ayo, yes, we are coming up on an Ayo.
On a mark of episode 10.
Oh,
We're almost at
yes.
episode 10.
Almost.
Which is crazy.
I don't remember when we started this. How many months ago was that?
I don't know. But I remember the very first time that we
Tried.
did
We did a mock.
we talked about it that night, and then we were like, you know what? Let's try to film one.
We drank tequila.
We drank.
That was about an hour and a half
Capena.
episode. Sorry, it was tequila capena.
Yes,
It was
yes.
tequila. It was Lihimoy infused.
Tequila.
Hour and a half episode. Rambling.
Just rambling
Talking
on
about
random stuff.
soul and all that stuff.
Just to see what we could get from it.
Yeah, it's just see if I would listen to it.
And here we are.
I would not have.
Here we are, episode 9.
We back. I think we're getting better. I hope you
I
think
think,
so too.
yeah.
Hey, come on. Give me the feedback.
Yes, please.
Apple.
Please give us the feedback. We appreciate it, and we encourage it.
We do take note
Agreed.
of it as well.
Yes.
We've
Please.
had some feedback
Duly
from
noted.
some of you
Any feedback is
about what we've
greatly
talked about or how you think it would be better for you listeners to listen to. I don't know.
Yes.
We've heard it all. So,
Mhm.
or not heard it all, but we've heard a lot of feedback, and all of it's taken into note. So
Yes.
That's great. That's
So
awesome.
we appreciate all the feedback, all the support. If you're reposting us, thank you.
Come on now.
Shouts
Thank
out to
you.
Couldn't be more.
Shouts
couldn't be more
out.
grateful.
Absolutely.
Big preach. Big preach.
But just know that we appreciate you a lot. And we hope that today, tomorrow, and the rest of your days are amazing. as well.
Amazing.
Here we go. There.
Shouts out to you.
To you and only you.
Good vibes, good energy.
Good peeps.
Good
Yes,
peeps.
absolutely.
I love it.
Good times though.
But yes,
All right.
episode 9.
Here we go. Starting off with a hot topic, and I ain't talking nose piercing.
Ooh.
What does Javi have? Javi top.
What do I have? Where do I have?
I know
one?
Javi has some notes.
You had a quick note.
Javi has some
or
notes.
You had a quote, and we'd like to dissect it just a little bit. No 50
Yeah.
cent.
Yeah.
One that just caught my eye, and I definitely have a story. I would like to hear it, your guys'
We love
first.
story time.
Okay.
We love story time.
Is tell me a time where something or someone touched your heart or changed your life or just made you like a significant time in your life where it just sparked.
I feel like I've asked that, but I don't know if I did. But that's something I think about a lot too.
Yeah,
I think it's important.
for sure.
Go ahead first.
Yeah.
Once you set the bar.
Me first?
Yeah,
Set
set the
bar,
tone. Set the
bar,
tone.
'cause You said
Okay.
you had a thing.
I guess. All right. So there was a time in my life where I was, started working junior year of high school. So I would say the end of senior year of high school. So that's 2009.
2009.
That'd be 2010.
Love that year.
And I'm working with my aunt, family business, doing foreclosure.
Sure.
And the president of the company is called Seaside Trustee.
What is that company? What is that? What do you do?
Foreclosure.
Foreclosure?
Yes.
Wow.
But we were not kicking people out. We were the people that just kept all the paperwork for everything.
Sure.
Okay.
And
Historians.
yes. And the president of the company that my aunt worked for, it was a family business. He gave, or one, after I graduated from high school, got my diploma, took all of my family out to, in California, it was called Wood Ranch, an expensive place to go eat, steaks, all that kind of good stuff.
Damn.
Paid for everybody's meal. Was doing really well. Got to learn a little bit more about him. You know, he loves sending his money that he's earned to fundraisers
Philanthropist.
and
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
just to small businesses, stuff like that, right? Paid for my meal, got to know him more. His name was Timothy. God rest his soul. He passed away.
Big Tim.
R.I.P. Tim.
I will explain why, but such a nice guy. And after that, working for about 3 years with the company, he was planning on buying me a car because he knew was not.
The president of this company was going to buy you a car.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes, because he knew I was. He saw that I had a good head on my shoulders. I was in sports when I first started working. I was into football.
Good head.
Graduated. He saw that I wasn't a troublemaker or anything like that. Went to junior college and heard that he was in talks of getting me a car.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as soon as I heard the news of that, I heard of bad news for him. He ended up finding out that he had, I believe it was stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
God.
So from that point on, I didn't see him as much, but I know he would always ask about me when I would be back and forth from school and work. And he was told he only had unlimited time to live
Yeah.
because it was so late when he found out.
Damn.
Yeah. From him finding out that he wanted to buy me a car was crazy to me, and I've like I said in the previous episode, that I've always been willing to give a helping hand, and to see another person like that, to see a person and to hear that he just gives money to fundraisers, to he gave me money for my fundraiser that I had for football before football started.
Mm-hmm.
It was for picking up trash around the school area, around the city, for football equipment, for any football stuff that we needed, like pads, water bottles, stuff to clean our cleats, all that stuff. We would always ask for anything more than $300 for it because it was kind of pricey back then.
Right.
This man wrote me a check for $500. No questions asked. Just said, "Here you go."
Damn.
And I was and still am forever grateful for that. And to find out that he was willing to buy me a car, I was just like, man, he was such a nice guy. But yes, he sadly he passed away on my birthday.
Oh.
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
How serendipitous.
But yes, that he was the person that changed my life.
If you were to chalk it up to one sentence, what did he change in your life? What aspect of your life did he change?
Mm-hmm.
What aspect?
Yeah, like, this guy changed my life because, or not because, how? In what way did he change?
Yeah, how did he change your life?
Being selfless, or Yes, being selfless.
Giving.
Giving.
Yes, giving.
This is correct.
Giving is the best gift.
Yes.
I think I've said this before, man. Giving feels feels better than getting
Yes.
Correct.
with the right mindset. A lot of people,
Absolutely.
they always want the gifts, the good shit.
They want the gets if
Yeah,
they
but
give.
When you get to a certain maturity, I think it comes with time and experience as well. But giving is the best gift. I don't know
Correct.
how else to
Absolutely.
say it.
It's
If
fulfilling.
if you don't get it, you're not there yet. But hopefully that sparks something in you, because seeing other people, being able to share one, and also giving something to another person is
Hmm.
top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You cannot match that.
It's a fulfilling feeling.
Fulfilling.
Unmatched.
Speaking of that, like even before we had our little hangout yesterday, I'm driving home from the gym, and firefighters are in every stoplights asking for money for them, and
I did see
Wait,
that.
I gave
What?
all my tips to them.
Firefighters are asking for money?
Yes. Asking for any kind of money.
Like-
Don't know why, but I just gave it
What?
to them. Yes. Did you
You know
not
the
see?
whole when they're out there, they have the boot. And
The
you
boot.
Put the money in the boot.
Yes.
Never seen that in my life. Never heard of
What?
that. That's
Yes.
crazy. Don't
I
they
did
make
that.
more money than me?
Mm.
Why are they asking for money?
Don't know.
That's I mean, good on you for giving them money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't carry
I'm always that
cash.
kind of person.
You got Apple Pay or what?
Can you take electronic
Plug,
payment or
plug? What's your cash app, baby?
with all
Dude.
all the Apple plugs?
Firefighter
But
one.
yes, always been that kind of person to just give my money, my tip money or whatever spare money that I have, because I'm like you, I do not carry cash, but when I do, I just give it away.
Damn. Selflessness.
Selflessness. And we are coming up on the season of giving.
Ooh,
We're
Chrysler.
getting close.
Chrysler's coming through.
Thanksgiving, Chrysler.
Bootleg Bentley coming through.
Yes. So let's do a quick cheers to giving.
What are we drinking?
We're drinking
Not sponsored.
not sponsored. Absolutely not sponsored.
Please.
But we're going off of the hype. Happy Dad seltzers.
Sponsored by Nelk. Not us, but
Yeah,
Nelk made this.
Nelk is Happy Dad, but we're not sponsored. But we're trying it for the first time, and yeah, we're gonna cheers with our Happy Dads.
Hey, cheers to selflessness.
Cheers to selflessness.
Cheers to that.
Golly. I got cherry.
I have watermelon,
I have pineapple. It's probably the best so far.
and I will
out
say
of
of the three flavors we have, I'd probably say pineapple, wild cherry, watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon is like
Oof,
watered
a little
down.
rough.
Meh, water.
Water, no melon.
No,
Yeah,
just water.
Hard seltzer water. If Propel had a seltzer, it'd be
It would be water.
Oh man. That was a good
But yes,
topic.
that was my story. So
Something that changed my life. I don't know.
something or someone.
Someone or something.
Mhm.
Many a things.
Mhm.
Let's see. Bane, do you have one off top? Or should I go first? 'Cause I'm trying to think of one right now.
If I do have one off top, I will say,
Here we go.
and we're getting sentimental here.
Go ahead.
But I will say, the person that has changed my life, honestly, is the man sitting across. You can't see right now.
Let's
but
freaking
the
go.
man sitting across from me,
Sentiments.
I love to hear this.
Sentiments.
Ryan,
Sentiments. How so?
has changed my life for the better. I feel like ever since I've known this guy, and as we've grown to become very, very good friends, best friends, a lot of the times we think alike on things.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same mindset.
And y'all talk similar too.
We have the lingo.
Old language.
And if you haven't picked up on the lingo by
Trying to-
now, you better start.
trying to catch on.
Try
Trying to catch
harder.
on. Little,
Yeah.
little by
Try
little.
harder, try harder.
But this man has been very inspiring to me, I will say.
Agreed.
Very inspiring. He has
I agree
he
with
has helped me break out of the shell that I was once in.
Mm-hmm.
And I am forever grateful for that. I will say Ryan is special. He's very special to me.
There we go.
I will say.
We love the vulnerability on this podcast.
Absolutely, and I'm forever thankful for this man.
Also thankful for you, bro. Thank you so much for saying the kind words, not
Yes.
just to the public, but also to me.
Yes.
That's a
He's
boss.
always been there for me, and I'm forever grateful for
Always
that.
will.
I second that.
Twill.
This man is a very special person.
We're all special. Come on. Sweep it under the rug. It's all good, bro. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. We're men
Sweep,
here.
clean sweep,
We're all
clean
men
sweep.
here.
All men are
All men are
friends. If you don't know what that's from, shame on you.
Yikes. Twice.
So yes, that it was short but meaningful,
Of course.
because what I said is all I had to say.
It's called gratitude.
Absolutely.
We talked about it,
Absolutely.
and that's great.
Now
That's
what
awesome.
is
That was awesome to hear.
now what is
Very
Mr.
thankful.
Teros?
Very thankful for both of you guys.
Man.
Very thankful.
What is
certain
Mr.
people.
Teros?
Come on, man. I'm just doing what I do. And you guys are doing what you do. And I appreciate that. That's it. And we move on. We strive. Strive or stride?
Stride. Five.
Stride. 5 gum.
Nothing was the same.
Five gum.
Stride.
Nothing was the same. Album
8
cover.
Years, 8 years.
Album cover.
Oh, yes, the cloud. Head in the clouds right now. For me,
Something or someone, a moment,
There are
something
many.
that changed you.
there are many. I think I'm just gonna. The first thing that popped in my head when you said that was. It wasn't something that really changed my outlook on life. It was more so something I really appreciated that meant a lot to me was when I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This was the first time, you know, I moved here in 2005. I graduated in 2011, so it was the first time in a very, very long time that I've seen my parents in the same place, because my mom and a lot of my family on my mom's side from Hawaii, they came up here to witness my graduation.
Mm.
And we had a graduation party that night, and you know, they weren't together. My parents weren't together. They had me, and I think they stayed together for a little bit, but they split up when I was a kid. So I would always go back and forth, mom and dad's house. My dad moved up here. Eventually, I moved up here in 2005, and when I graduated, my mom had a surprise showing up to my graduation. So that was a surprise to me. And at the end of the night, we were at my dad's house, all of us, most of my family, you know, most of my immediate family. They came, and we just had a little party. I was really into dancing at the time. I was really motivated in it. And they asked me to do a performance, or just like a dance, because they knew I loved dancing. And they said, "Hey, we'd love for you to dance." And I was like, "Oh man," you know, I was shy, but it's also my family, so not too much self-consciousness going on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it was for like my dance team or competition, it'd be different. But I played the song "Rest of My Life" by Chris Brown and Kevin McCall.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
I did a little freestyle to it. That was the first actually YouTube video I've ever uploaded. It's still on my YouTube. It's private, but I uploaded that the next couple days. But just seeing my parents in the same area together, that was big, because now that you look back at it, it's like, even if you don't end up being together with the person that you've had a child with, like, having the understanding and the maturity to, I don't know, be there for the kid in the same place, that's big. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of mental fortitude.
Yeah.
A lot of parents that I see now, they don't have that. Well,
clocking out.
Clocking out.
Clocking out. Yeah.
Still have my job.
Naturally. But I don't know. I really appreciated that, especially more than ever, because you know, when you look back at it, or even in the moment, you know, it was cool and all to see my mom there, going to Vegas just to watch me graduate, even though I didn't really care about high school, but I graduated. And I don't know, that made me appreciative, gratuitous for all the things that I have in life. That was one of the hard-hitting points in my life that made me a gratuitous person. appreciated that. And
We love that.
there we go.
Family.
There we go, family, man. Like
Family
sacrifice,
first.
sacrifice,
Yes.
and maturity is
Yes.
another two things that I learned from that.
Mhm.
And that's great. So that was a great question.
Absolutely.
Thank
you for that.
asking that.
Of
Big
course.
bang bone.
Since I finally get to speak on this podcast because I'm so busy.
Hey,
Yeah, this guy too busy for us.
too sexy for your
Stop.
shirt.
Too sexy for you.
I have a tangent on that one.
On work?
No, what you were saying actually.
Oh, uh-huh.
Damn, I guess I forgot it. What you got
Uh-oh.
next?
Uh-oh.
What's
Forgot
next?
about the tension?
Yeah, bro. Why do I have bad memory?
It's okay, you know, we're a
Dude,
little.
I had a good one.
We're a little.
I told you guys before the podcast, and now I forgot it.
I don't remember what
I know
you said.
you don't remember.
And Javi doesn't remember,
We're a
so.
bottle deep
You said
before we
reflection.
started.
That's what
We were.
Oh, there it is.
I got you.
My God.
I got you. You said
Scheiße.
reflection.
And Scheiße means
Oh,
shit.
Scheiße.
In German, I think, or Russian.
German, I believe.
Yes. Scheiße.
Speaking the
Sphincter.
Deutsch.
Sphincter.
Speaking the Deutsch.
Sprechen die Dutch?
Your boy Sprechen.
Sprek.
But it was reflection,
It was
I remember.
reflection, right?
Yes.
So I guess that ties in with my story too, because, well, actually, all of our stories. I think reflection is an absolute key to maturity.
Mhm.
It's,
Yes.
it's one of the
100%.
main categories when it comes to being mature. Yes, I don't know. I don't know if there's another word for that, but if you can't
Character.
look back on the things that you've done,
Mm-hmm.
then one, you didn't learn from anything,
Mm-hmm.
and two, what did it happen for? What was the reason?
Yeah.
It was a waste of time. You're just
Yes.
wasting your life if you can't appreciate it in the moment, which is, I think, gratitude and appreciation is reflecting in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
because you appreciate it in the moment, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But reflecting is on some things that you may not be able to understand at the time, and then when you get to a higher thinking level,
Understanding.
reflection is gratuity in a future tense. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
There's a lot of times in life that you have to reflect. I don't know, just like what I was just saying. Like I was reflecting on my graduation and how my parents made those sacrifices. At the time, I didn't know what they were sacrificing. I was just happy to see my mom and my dad in the same
Yeah.
place.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I can't speak on your story, but I'm sure when you reflect on the time that your boss was trying to buy you a car, but in the moment you probably were very
Oh yeah,
gracious for
and,
that.
and not only that, like he was sick, still sick, and made time for him, like made time to visit me and have dinner with me and my family, and paid everybody while he's in the situation that he's in.
Right. That's
That's what's
absolute selflessness.
crazy.
It's crazy how all those things tie into each other.
Correct.
Gratuity, selflessness, reflection, and I think that's why I said reflection is just being grateful in a past or like in a future tense,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess being grateful is the current.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, if you're not able to look back on things and see and understand why people did things for you, or why you did things for other people, or why the choices that were made,
Mm-hmm.
then you're not growing as a human being, because that allows you to understand what happened and then build upon that.
Yeah,
It's like a
build
building
from it,
block,
yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's life. Building blocks.
it's a building block, man.
We're constantly building. We're growing.
Everything connects.
We're
to each
learning.
other. We're
Build
learning.
your character.
Build your character. Create your own player.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
don't know, man. I kind of lost my train of thought, but it's all good. That's mainly what I had to say. Unless you guys got something to say about that, but
No, I fully concur with that. I hate that I feel like I'm piggybacking off you all the time, but like I said, we think alike on a lot of
Absolutely.
things, so it's like
it just makes sense.
it does make
just
sense.
makes sense, dude.
Yes.
And I encourage all of you guys to reflect all the time. Like, just think back to a time where you had any type of interaction. It could be bad, it could be good.
Yeah.
Maybe the time that, I don't know, you reached out to, or maybe a friend helped you get through a drunk night and they were holding your hair back, or they took care of you, gave you water,
Yeah.
drove you home. They didn't have to do that.
Littlest thing.
Just
Yeah.
because they're your friend doesn't mean they have to do that,
Mhm.
you know? Or maybe a time that a person was angry at you and you guys got into an interaction or you guys fought. Reflect on why that happened.
Yeah.
So you can learn from, okay, maybe I did this wrong, or maybe I don't, you know, you could see if the morals don't align, then maybe I did this wrong, or they did this wrong and I didn't like that. Just, it helps you show your work in a way.
Mhm.
Like when you talk about math, like, oh,
Yeah.
show your work. How'd you get the answer?
Yeah, how'd you get to this?
How did you get to
conclusion?
this? Because that's understanding the why, and that's what I think reflection is understanding the why
The why?
of everything
Yes.
happens. I don't know if
And
that was
that's
a real
big.
sentence, but yeah,
Is the why.
the why. That is the who, what, when, where, why. Why is the most important. Out of
Who,
all
what,
those
when, where, why,
questions.
how.
How. Sometimes why. How. Wow. Yeah.
And sometimes why. Nah.
Sometimes why. Yes. I'm thinking alphabet. No, I'm thinking A-E-I-O-U.
A-E-I-O-U is
Sometimes
sometimes why.
Fuck off. Get out of school. I hate it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Reflection, man, it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, we grow, we learn, onwards and upwards. But reflecting on things big and small,
everything.
anything and
If
everything.
you can reflect on everything that happened in your day, you're going to be a smarter person the next day.
Yeah.
I think so.
Agreed.
And we only strive to be better people.
And that's if you want to be.
Facts.
If you're content with where you're at, so be it. But
Yeah. To each their own.
But to my own, I don't think anyone should be content in this life, because a life without growth is just meaningless. If you're not striving towards something, then, you know, either you have it all, and even if you have it all, it's just pointless.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you're not using your brain, you're not using your soul, you're not putting yourself in the situation that you're going to grow, and, you know, it's just, it's not as fun. That's
Yeah.
just me, and I'm only 27, so what the fuck do I know? But so far, this is how I feel, and I think that's really
Yeah.
important.
And I feel the same. Life has so much to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So much to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So why waste it?
Don't waste it.
No
Don't.
wasting.
Do not waste it.
No waste. I was trying to think of a pun, but I couldn't think of one.
Don't waste. Slim waist.
Don't waste, slim waste.
Slim waist.
Happy day.
But yeah, man, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Tis.
Definitely liked my question or my.
What was that quote you had, Javi?
Yeah, the quote.
Oh, the
Pull up
next
quote,
one.
Pull up the quote.
Pull it up.
The quote was, "You can close your eyes to what you don't want to see,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't close your heart to what you don't want to feel."
And now, what does that mean to you? If you have an example, you could share that, or just, what is your definition of that saying, I guess?
To me, how can I explain this? To me, I understand this quote because it's true. If you don't want to see something, you just easily could close your eyes.
Yeah,
and
you
you
easily
can't.
block it out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to feelings in your heart, for me personally, you can't stop you. You can't just stop and be like, oh man, I can't stop how I feel about that. If that caught me of just the love or the energy,
Yeah.
I can't turn away from that. Or yeah.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yes.
That's absolutely true.
So I agree with that. That's my explanation of that. Is if you can easily, with your eyes and your mind, close it off if you want to, but when it comes to the heart and when it comes to feelings, you it's so hard to block it off or even lie to yourself about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
It's happened.
Any other feelings, or is that the same thing for you?
That's basically what I said is the heart wants what the heart wants.
The heart's warm.
So it's easy to like it's easy to just like not want to see something just to block it out.
Yep.
But like I said, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's hard to deny that.
You cannot deny the heart.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that kind of ties in what I've been saying recently.
Mm-hmm.
I just go with feeling now because that's the most truest compass that you have.
Yeah.
You know, because your mind can go anywhere. I'm an
Correct.
overthinker. I'd like to say that I'm an overthinker. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
which is good. You have to be aware of what you are, who you are, and
Exactly.
all that. But the one thing that won't lie to you is how you feel.
Uh-huh.
Now, being aware of why you feel the way you feel is important.
Yes.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're going to feel what you feel,
Yep.
and it's going to change your mood. That's the one thing that can control you, is your
Yes.
mood.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's why that quote speaks to me, is because you can close your eyes and go about your day. You could go to work for 9 hours with your eyes closed and all that, but you're still going to feel a certain way. If you miss somebody, you're gonna want to text them or meet up with them and be like, express that or
Yeah.
Most
feel some
definitely.
type of way. If you're mad, you're gonna want to try and hopefully talk things out with that person.
Facts.
You know. But at the same time, your eyes are closed, so you're blind to everything that's right in front of you, and that could be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. It's all subjective. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the most core feeling that you can have is, or the most, whatever, what you feel is what matters the most.
Yes.
Right.
At the end of the day, and that's why I've been going by that. Just go with what you feel.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to me. As far as equations go, if you just follow your heart
Staying true to yourself.
and your brain too. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I think a lot, but I don't cut off my brain and just listen to my heart. I kind of mix the both up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think this. Brain is my logic. Heart is my okay, this makes sense. Or I guess that doesn't make sense, but
Like in the moment type.
yeah, I mix my brain thoughts and also my heart thoughts, and then I come up with my answer.
Final.
Yes.
And then I go with that.
Correct.
And that's what I mean by going with what you feel, not necessarily
Yeah.
always going with your heart. But I don't know. That was a good quote, man. And I've heard different iterations of it, but that was a good explanation.
I
And
like-
hope
I
that
definitely
resonates
like-
with you.
I definitely like that quote. It's definitely hit home.
Man, bro, that's good stuff.
That one.
That's all we're here for. We're here for the good stuff.
Good
Yes.
stuff. Good times. Good.
We're here for the good stuff with good times.
GTGTG.
Yes.
GTGP.
No GS.
No GS.
Good stuff. Good times. Good people. Wow. We just
Mm.
made a new
Ooh,
logo.
ooh, ooh.
GSGTGP.
Oh man, the topics are just too good tonight.
Rolling off the tongue. What is next, though? What's up? Like, what's up? Let's not get too sappy. We have
What's
to talk-
poppin'?
I mean, what is poppin'? We went to Parkway.
We
last
did it.
night. Let's
Shouts
talk about
out-
Parkway.
Shouts out to the boy, freaking Angelo.
Man.
Shouts out to the boy Angelo. He got. I don't know if he got a promotion, but he got moved from one Apple store to another Apple store, and that's a big move.
And that's something to
He
celebrate.
spent the last 2 years, I think, there, doing his best work. He taught me a lot, and I only worked there for about a month and a half, 2
Mhm.
months, and that's my boy right there, bro. He looks out for everybody. He maintains a great relationship with a great partner, and he has great friends, and he directs a dance team. That guy is the definition of hard work, man. Like he knows,
absolutely.
and now he's more aware of what he wants to accomplish, and he's more strategic on how he does that.
Uh-huh.
But before, he used to just take on every battle and just do everything, do the most. But that's a good segue into knowing your limit, pushing past your limit
Uh-huh.
now that you know it,
Yeah.
but also dialing it back to be more efficient with your work, I guess.
Mm.
Because
Smarter, not harder.
smarter,
Correct.
not harder. Absolutely.
Correct.
And that's what I think that he's learned over the past years being a director and all that. And I think that's something that us as other human beings could take into our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to burn out. You don't want the burnout culture. You don't want to do all that shit. But you need to know what your capacity is as a human being.
Yeah.
And you reach that capacity, you get exhausted, you fail, you get in your own head, and then you realize, okay, this is my limit, this is what I can do to be efficient without reaching my limit. And then sometimes you touch your limit, you can go past it a little bit and expand it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's all a process, and and reflecting helps. Reflecting helps because then you realize, okay, this is what worked, this is what didn't, this is what's going to get me to the next level. I don't know, man. It's just I love seeing growth of people.
That's what I was saying. It all ties back into growth.
That's all.
We're growing here.
Growth, bro. And I can't be more appreciative of the people that are aware of their growth and their open-mindedness to other people's, not necessarily opinions, but feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, critiques.
Yeah.
In a good-hearted way. People don't know how to take feedback, I tell you.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so hard to find people that are open-minded, and it's even harder to find people that are genuine. Because first you got to be open-minded to be genuine.
Correct. Very.
Fuck, man, I don't know, but there's nothing more happy or nothing more awesome that makes me happy than seeing people grow from where they were to where they will be in 2 years, or where they are now, I guess. And Angelo is one of those guys. You are obviously one of those guys. You too. Me as well. Absolutely. And it's hard for me to say that because I don't really give myself credit, and I've heard that feedback from a lot of my friends.
Side note, I would love to give you credit for that because the first time I met you, I got to see how open-minded you are, and that's what's the word? What was very noticeable to me was how.
The first time I met you, well, you got hired, and I was like, "Who's this old guy? Can we talk? Do we have anything in common?"
Who's this old guy? And how did
football? Oh, he likes football. Okay, we'll talk about football.
How did he beat Roble out? No. Hey, Roble, if you're listening, there's your shout out, bro.
Hey,
there's your
there you
freaking
go.
shout out.
Mr. CLB certified.
Because you FaceTime me today, you said,
boy.
hey, find a way to put me in the podcast.
There's your shout
there
out.
it is.
Bro,
But yes,
there it is. Talked about you the last 3
as a side note, I noticed that right away how open-minded Mr. Montero was,
Can you
and
give me? I need to know what you
examples
mean by that. What happened in our first interaction? Because I can't remember it.
I don't remember either.
I don't think you were there.
I may have not.
Because if I was talking to him, it would probably just be me and him.
It'd just be you guys. So.
I don't do well with more than one person.
I don't remember much, but I do. One thing I do remember is when. There's another person we could shout out is DeAndre.
Heyo.
You
shouted out before.
Dreamers.
You
Dreamer.
You took him to his first rave.
Yep.
And I remember him telling me that story, and I don't remember if it was he told me about you before I knew you, or it was after. I can't remember, but I remember he told me about you, and he's like, man, this guy Ryan he's a really nice guy. He took me to this rave. He explained about you, and I was like, okay. And then obviously Dane told me about you, and I was like,
we didn't work with each other actually. We never worked.
Never.
You got hired after I left.
This is correct.
Yeah.
Before you and another
bad memory.
Another person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, DeAndre's a hard person to even get to know.
Oh yeah, this is agreed.
It's hard to go up to this guy.
I've worked 3 years with him, and
he is a very closed book.
Yes, he's very picky with who he chooses.
And very stubborn. Get that.
And he still is, and that's who he is. And we love him for that.
Yeah, we absolutely love him for that.
But
so shouts out to DeAndre again.
But he's open-minded, and it's crazy how open-minded people attract other open-minded people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's infectious, and it makes me feel good. I don't know about everyone else, but it makes me feel good.
Sure. No, it for sure does. It for sure does.
Yeah.
We love the open-mindedness.
Yes. Just a side note.
Wait, so when did we meet? I'm sorry, I don't know. I thought I knew.
We're going back to the origins.
Man,
OG.
when did we
The
meet?
origins.
Can I think of remember when we met? I know it was us three. It was the first time we met. Dane introduced me to you.
Was it not when we went to Allison's house? That wasn't the time I met him, right?
I don't think so. No, it was before that.
Man, I can't
It must have been when you were working, maybe.
No,
No?
it was outside of work. I know that.
I could not tell you.
Wow.
That is a very good question. But I know for a fact that it was outside of work.
I know when Ryan and I first met, but
Because
Yeah,
you told me
we were in the walk
you
shop.
told me about Mr. Montero, but I do
Yeah.
not. I cannot recall.
I already know our. We'll go to Ryan and I.
Sure.
So we both worked in the same area, but different areas. But one of the earliest times that we bonded was over EDC.
Oh.
We went, but we hadn't known each other as well as we do now. But we had both gone to EDC and we were talking about it, and that's kind of
I remember that conversation.
Yeah,
I think I started that conversation.
I think you did.
But I don't know how I knew that you went to EDC.
Yeah,
But I found that you went the
'Cause
year
like I said-
before me, and I had just went.
Yeah.
Because it was 2016. That was my first year, and
Yeah.
I asked you about, so you like EDC? Oh, you went, and then I realized you were a straight edge guy. You didn't do anything
Very
crazy, but you enjoyed EDM. And then I asked you about it. We talked about it, chopped it up.
Yeah.
Boom. You started the conversation. Boom.
simple things.
Easy friends.
Simple
Easy
things.
friends, dude.
Common interests.
That's called interpersonal communication. That's
Absolutely.
something you guys gotta learn, man.
Man,
Not
yes.
you guys, you already know, but people out there need to learn how to just ask. It's called probing too. That's an Apple term. That's an Apple term.
And I will say, this kind of set the. I will say this set the course of where we are right now, because it could have changed things a lot. And we talked about this before the podcast. Is when I first started at this position that Ryan was already working at. He was in a limbo of possibly getting deployed to somewhere outside of the country.
Crazy.
And I was like, and at the time, I don't think I knew he was in the military at the time, so I was like, dang. But
I still forget from time to time that this man
Things-
was in the military.
things happen for a reason, to an extent. I will say,
Of course.
to an extent. He didn't end up getting deployed to
Kuwait,
Kuwait. We'll say, yeah,
very hot.
yeah. He didn't end up getting deployed to Kuwait, and I feel like if he did, I don't know where we would be today. So I'm very thankful that he didn't.
Butterfly effect.
Yes, butterfly
That's
effect,
the craziest
100%.
thing. There's so many
100%.
so many times in life where small things happen. Like going back to that Kuwait thing, I initially volunteered to go to Kuwait
Mm-hmm.
and take some of my subordinates, not subordinates, but I guess my team
Mm-hmm.
at that time was like, yo, we should go to Kuwait. There were many reasons why I drew back on that offer to go to Kuwait. And I actually, when we got into training and we were like, okay, you guys are ready to go? And they asked us one more time, are you down to go?
Mm-hmm.
And I told one of the sergeants, I was like, actually, no, I don't want to go. I had many reasons for that. One, no hazard pay. There was no active gunfire being shot at Kuwait. It was kind of a neutral zone, so I
Yeah.
wasn't going to get that much money
Yeah.
if I went there. And two, I've already been on a deployment before, and it was cool. I loved it, and I still have dreams about it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But going through that whole process of not seeing the people that your family and your loved ones all the time, or at least whenever you want to, that held me back. And I was like, I'm not really too hip on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the people that I convinced to go on this deployment with, or most of them, they actually went on the deployment. I stayed back. Felt bad, but they never been on deployment before, so
Mm-hmm.
they need to experience it too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I even had a party, I think, or like everyone was saying bye to me, like, oh my
Like-
God,
like
we're gonna
going-
miss
yeah.
you. All the Facebook posts from the old parents.
Yeah.
You know, parents love Facebook. They're like, oh, my son's leaving, or oh, my nephew's leaving, blah blah, and then I finagled my way out of that, and I
Yeah.
ended up staying, and I'm happy I did that.
I'm happy as well.
Because who knows? That was a butterfly effect. Who knows what would happen? Would
Yes.
we be talking right now?
Yes.
Probably
Would the
not.
three of us be talking on this podcast
I don't
to you
think
guys?
so.
Who knows? So I am thankful for the way that things have panned out since then.
Absolutely. Pan dulce.
Pan dulce.
Pan dulce.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, I definitely am thankful that Dane, being a great person that he is, being a leader when training me,
Hey!
Leader?
hey, bro,
Lead.
as in training me to introduce me and talking about Mr. Montero, and look where we are at now.
Talking in front of a mic.
Yes.
One mic.
Two.
Perez.
I do have a question
Mike
What's
Perez.
the question?
for you, Mr. Montero.
Go.
Military term.
Go.
How many times have you gone? What is the term for that? Gone
Deployed?
deployed. I guess you could say how
It
many.
was just once. It was.
Isn't there another term for that? I've heard that there's another term for that. Not being deployed, but there's another one. Like I obviously like in movies and stuff. Be
What,
like,
like-
oh, this is my third. There's
Tour?
a word for it. Tour. That's what it is.
It was just one. It was my
Hey,
one
you want
tour.
tour? My
Yeah,
bad,
bro.
dude.
Come on, bro. Off season. No, I only went once. It was a whole year process. 2 years of training in country beforehand. 8 months or so, give or take, a couple days in country in Afghanistan, and then 2 months after that. So 12 months altogether. That was a year.
And which military were you?
I was in the Army.
Army.
Yeah.
Okay.
You learned a lot.
I had so many people try to recruit me for the Marines back in high school.
Damn, Marines?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a lot of
yes, sir.
a lot of
Yes, sir.
Marines, or a lot of Marine recruits. But I didn't think I could go because for any of you out there that don't know, that I haven't said it yet, I am deaf out of my right ear, so I didn't think I would qualify.
Mm-hmm. They're really anal about that shit. too,
Yeah.
Especially before you get into. But once you get in and then that shit happens, they
'Cause
pay they pay you for that.
Right. One thing I did wanted to be would be a like a sharpshooter / sniper.
Hey, greens only. Greens
From the logo,
only.
from Half Court Greens.
Greens and greens
Tito
only.
Moss on PSN.
I bet.
We're on 2K22.
Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter.
Jeez. Shoot or shoot, man.
Same thing on Call of Duty,
Shoot
but
or
I
shoot.
barely play that. But yes, Tito Moss on that.
Snippers.
But yeah,
No-
I would not think I would qualify into that, and they recruited me multiple times. They were trying to have me join the Marines is because of my football background. I guess Marines and football are like
Right. No.
intertwining. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
The military teaches you a lot of shit, man. I learned so much leadership techniques from the
Yeah.
military. It's great. And I translated that into my time with McMe when I became a captain or even a team leader. It was great. I love sharing the knowledge, but I also love receiving knowledge too.
Yeah.
Always be a student.
Always.
Always. It's very important that we talked about this just
Mhm.
now.
We did.
actually.
Yeah.
Growth.
Student of the
If
game.
you're not open-minded to feedback, and also, even if you're in a high position, you could be Tim Cook, the CEO of fucking Apple, and if you don't know how to take feedback or good ideas, then you're stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's only so much that you can do with yourself, but the sky's the limit when you collaborate with other people, because there's other minds
Yeah.
working on this shit,
Yeah.
and that's
The more, the merrier.
what this podcast is. It's not
Yes.
just me talking. It would be kind of stagnant if I was. But we got 3 minds on it, and it's great.
Yes, absolutely. But I think we can, in a future episode. I think it would be good to dive in. I don't mean to put you on the spot,
Whoa.
But I think it would be interesting for Javi and I, but also the people listening, to kind of go in depth. I don't know how much you can say, but to kind of go in depth on your stint in Afghanistan.
Oh.
Easily.
I think it'd be interesting to listen.
Easily.
To hear.
Can do. Don't want to bore your ears off, but can do.
Bore.
Yeah.
Never.
Like I said,
well.
I don't know what you can and can't say, but I think
No, I can
for,
say whatever. I'm an open book, bro. Come for me.
but like I said, for Javi and myself and the people listening, I for sure would be interested in hearing, because I don't think I've really heard too much
Big
from you
facts.
about it.
Because nobody really asked me about it. I'm down to talk about it. Nobody ever asked me.
So I'm asking you right now
Side
Whoa,
note.
you
for
said
future
next time,
episodes.
okay.
Future.
Side note. I will never forget when I believe this was when I first got introduced to Mr. Montero. While at work, when me and Dane used to work together, showed me a video clip.
Me getting tased?
No, not you being
I
tased.
remember that video.
Of pepper sprayed.
Get back!
My God,
Get back!
my guy.
Getting to
Not of the taste, but of the pepper
Didn't
spray.
realize I posted it originally in slow mo.
My guy.
Didn't get all the whole thing, but
That I still have that clip in my head.
we could
I
talk
was
about
like,
that.
holy shit.
We will talk about that.
Holy.
That shit was terrible. I'd
I'll
rather
never
get
forget that.
tased than OC sprayed, and I'll tell you that. I'll leave it at that.
dang.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in future episodes.
Absolutely. There was one more topic that I said that we were going to talk about last episode, but now I forgot.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We can
Can't
talk about
remember
next
this time.
episode. I'm going to have to listen to it.
Because I will say, and this is okay. Let me continue talking, but I'm gonna pull something up that I had heard in another podcast about,
Okay.
Uh-oh.
and it culminates down to the point of why we black out when we drink.
Oh,
You know,
that's interesting.
and I feel like that's why we kind of forget some things sometimes, because we're kind of in a little under the
I
influence.
must be drunk all the time.
'Cause you forget.
I'm always forgetful. Forgetful Lucy.
So I looked.
Forgetful Lucy.
I looked up. I searched. Why do we black out when we drink? Because it was something that I heard on another podcast,
And then,
and the first thing that popped up
And then
is alcohol-related blackouts are gaps in a person's memory for events that occurred while they were intoxicated. These gaps happen when a person drinks enough alcohol to temporarily block the transfer of memories from short-term to long-term storage, known as memory consolidation, in a brain area called the hippocampus. Hippocampus.
I got like 5 gigabytes.
5 gigs?
I can only
Max.
remember the last 2 years, and that's it. And then significant events. My God.
Dang.
Hippocampus.
The hippocampus.
hippocampus. I knew Tara would remember that.
Damn.
And we dig deeper into that.
Of course.
Alcohol interferes with receptors in the brain that carry signals between neurons, causing some brain cells to then manufacture steroids.
Whoa.
Roids.
Whoa, we swole out.
The roids?
Vascular today.
To then manufacture steroids that prevent memory formation.
Oh.
When a person is blacked out, the brain continues to process information, but is incapable of forming new memories due to this reaction.
Damn.
That is interesting.
No mems.
That is interesting.
No mems when I'm drinking.
That alcohol can have that effect on one's mental.
Why can't they make an alcohol that makes you remember more?
Yeah.
You know?
Hey,
Everything.
I mean, that's a concept.
we're making it right now.
Skull.
Don't bite it, because we're calling it right now.
Trademark copyright.
Yeah.
Report blot. Delete.
Oh. But that's interesting.
That is very interesting.
That is interesting.
My God. Well, also not encouraging too much drinking. I hope you guys aren't doing that.
Yeah.
Just because we
Be
drink a
responsible.
lot. Come on.
Responsible.
Use
Have
your
fun, but
brain.
be responsible.
Yes.
Yes.
If you're of age, of course. If you're not of age, then
Then hide. We all did. It's okay. It's fine. But just be in a controlled environment. Come
Yes,
on.
This is
yes,
correct.
Be
yes, yes,
fucking dumb about
Controlled
it.
environment.
safe.
And
Be
don't
responsible.
post on
Don't be
Instagram or
stupid.
anything. Just be smart about it.
Don't be stupid.
enjoy the moment.
Yes.
because we don't
Nothing's
get.
ever promised.
No,
Man, I thought about that. Yeah, nothing's ever promised. We could get into that another day. But
absolutely nothing's ever promised, and the time that you have in that present moment is special to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
factual.
So embrace it, and yeah, just live in the moment.
Live.
And that's something we can also get into every time, living.
Also, damn, we gotta type this down. We're blacked out.
Let's take the notes right now.
My hippocampus
Yeah,
is
but
full right now.
I forgot what we're supposed to talk about.
I don't even know what we started talking about.
But yeah, is that a bow on episode 9?
A little bit of a fork in it.
Stick a fork in it.
Stick a fork.
We'll wrap the bow on episode 9.
Cool. Now, do we have a question for the folks or a challenge?
Oh.
Because if you don't have anything, I would just say, ask them what is their, and what you said. What is their epoch? I love that word. Ooh, I love that word.
Epoch.
I learned
Elaborate.
that epoch is a word that I learned in high school.
Okay.
Either freshman year or sophomore year in Northwest Korean Technical Academy in Las Vegas.
Dang, shouts out to the alma mater.
Whoa, not. Didn't grad.
Mine.
Did
My
not
alma
grad.
my
Did
alma
not
mater.
grad there. Only went there 2 years. But epoch is I guess a starting point of a new era, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might have to Google it, but like, you know how people say BC and AD
Yeah.
for before Christ.
That's
and
after
Right.
that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
before, like, the middle of BC.
Yeah, in between
AD
those.
is an epoch, a starting of a new era.
Yeah.
Mm.
And shit, man, I might want to do something with that word in the future, but
We can definitely dive into it.
that might be a brand name. Don't know.
Ooh. Don't bite it.
But
Trademark.
name an epoch in your life, or something that changed your life for the better, or someone or something that changed your life
Mm-hmm.
in the grand scheme of things.
Mhm.
Like you said, it was. Well, you've had many. We've all had many.
Yeah.
Yours was, your boss. Me, whatever I said.
Yeah.
Blacking out.
Black. Hippocampus.
Exactly. Hippocampus. Just name. Just reflect on your life.
And that's what I was
Look
gonna say.
back.
The reflection.
Look-
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look back on your life and see what are the pivotal moments or people in your life
person,
that
correct.
changed you to be who you are today. And that kind of goes along with, are you happy with who you are today? And if you are, or if you're not, what are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to keep growing. And if you're not, you're stagnant, which is also, we talked about that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck it. That's the question then.
Yeah,
So
we'll leave it at that.
What is your epoch in your life? What are you gonna do about it from then on out until you die?
And I think that is perfect to leave
Damn.
the audience
Nothing's ever
off on.
promised. Nothing is promised. So get it going.
Put a stamp on that one.
All right. And that's all I have. That's all we have.
That's all we have.
And that's
Episode 9
We
is
all. We saw.
Episode 9 is
That is all.
ready
Wrapped
for
up.
Christmas. Ready for Christmas.
Yes,
It's
we're-
under the tree. Bows in it. Bows.
Give me Thanksgiving.
Bows.
Give me
Both
all
my
the food.
bows.
Y'all could have Christmas. Give me Thanksgiving first. I love food.
Give me Halloween first.
yeah. Because once Halloween
Oh, that is true.
once
I love
Halloween is done, you know what time it is.
Finito. Chrysler.
From October 31st to November 1st.
That's literally
Christmas
Christmas
music.
prep, dude.
Yeah.
What is Thanksgiving?
Give me.
No
give me
one
Thanksgiving.
says turkey prep.
No.
I do.
I mean, we're always thanks and we're always giving.
Yes.
This is true, but
This is
I'm just a fatty.
It's Thanksgiving.
I am just a fatty, and I love food.
Heyo, we love the.
And we-
what is the word? The thing they put in turkey to make you sleep or some shit.
The based,
No,
turkey
no,
based.
the-
The stuffing.
Well, it's like a chemical that people
Stuffing?
put in like buffets, so they get you full faster, so you don't eat that much.
Oh. I didn't know that.
I know what
You
you're talking about.
know.
I don't know
It's a
the
thing.
word, but I know
Whatever,
what you're
doesn't
talking
matter.
Doesn't matter. I digress.
Doesn't Matt digress? Love that
This
word.
man
digress
Dane
on-
love. No, you don't love that. This man Dane loves that
I
word.
digress on behalf of the association.
Okay.
If you know what that's from, good on you. Good on
And
you.
If you don't, shame on you.
Yeah. But yes, we will put a bow on episode 9. We thank you for joining us. Wherever you may be doing, whether you're in the car, chilling,
I
gymming,
think some of you listen at the gym.
whatever you may be doing. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
You're always welcome.
Correct.
Tell your friends, please.
Yes,
And
please
family.
let the peoples know.
Yes, yes.
Trying to
yes.
make us a little bit more money
Put-
so we can have 3 different mics instead of sharing one mic.
Yeah,
My goodness.
put the people on.
Come on, man.
Put 'em on.
Only if you think it's good, though. We don't want the fake love.
Yes,
Facts.
we want the
Don't want
genuine.
come on, dude. And we've been having some good feedback, so
Oh,
shout
yes.
out to the people
Yeah.
that actually do listen.
Yes.
And if you're listening now, an hour into it, towards the end without cutting it off,
Mm.
props to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you made it this far, props to
Love.
you.
It's all love.
Because we know it's hard to get through a long podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've made it this far, whether you've done it in one sitting or in increments, props to you for making it this far. Shouts out to ya.
Yeah. All right.
On to episode 10.
There we go.
We're coming up on the... I don't
Guest.
know. Huh?
Whoa.
Past guest on 11.
Oh, for sure guest on
for
11.
sure
But
that-
Sure,
we'll, keep,
11.
we'll keep that a mystery.
Of course, of course.
We'll keep that a mystery. But like I said, Ryan and I have talked about it before. Episode 11, things are getting ramped up. We are ramping up how we run this podcast.
All right. You said it, not me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will be in
Visuals?
attendance.
Visuals?
Visuals.
Maybe.
And hopefully another platform, because YouTube just
Ooh.
Yes. We hope
I
to
know
be
you-
expanding soon.
I know you don't pay for YouTube Red or whatever the fuck it's called, so you have to keep the app open to listen to this.
Yeah.
And that's commitment. My
And we
phone gets
appreciate that. The commitment.
hot. All right.
YouTube Premium.
But yeah.
That's what I got.
Bo on episode 9. We'll see you in episode 10. We appreciate you. We love you. Be safe.
Gee, thanks.
Love you.
And
Peace out.
yeah.
See
Have a good day, have a good night, have a good morning.
We out.
We out this thing.
Bye.
Deuces.
Done.